Derek Chauvin, the former police officer who was charged with killing 46-year-old George Floyd, was found guilty on all 3 charges Tuesday after the jury deliberated for only 10 hours. In places like Black Lives Matter Plaza, spirits are high as people are celebrating the guilty verdict. As COVID-19 continues to spread, animal hospitals are taking in more dog owners concerned that their pet may contract the virus. Desde enseñar la importancia de la educación, como aquí en la histórica HBCU, Howard University, hasta aprender cómo iniciar su propio negocio, A Girl's Gift les enseña a las niñas muchas habilidades que necesitan para tener éxito en la vida. Los desastres naturales y la pandemia han impactado a estudiantes, maestros y funcionarios de educación en todo Puerto Rico. Tensions are high as the Derek Chauvin trial continues. On Tuesday, use of force expert and former police officer Barry Broad testified for the defense. During his hour-long testimony, he stated that Derek Chauvin was following police training by kneeling on George Floyd's neck while attempting to arrest him. Since the media tour is virtual, more than 160 students were able to speak to a dozen companies from the comfort of their home. Alex Buharb never imagined a time where she would rethink socializing her dogs, until now.
So in the beginning, I was very concerned. I'm a very cautious person, and so I think I was more concerned with, if I let someone touch my dog, am I going to get COVID from them touching my dog?
As dog parks are not recommended during the pandemic, Alex has become more creative in finding ways to get out of the house and play with her dogs.
We go to the dog park a few times a week, but we try to go hiking in Rock Creek more often now. Anything by ourselves is nice. I also have these wipes that I wipe down our dogs with anytime we come home.
With advice from her veterinarian, she knows how to keep herself and her pet safe.
Our veterinarian kind of eased our worries and said, it's very rare that they will get COVID. If they do, typical procedure, bring them into the ER and we'll take care of it. As COVID-19 continues to spread, animal hospitals are taking in more dog owners concerned that their pet may contract the virus. Dr. Karen Collier explains that your dog can contract COVID-19. It will present as the common cold and it will not be passed on to you.
Based on what research we have to date would be that even if the pet had it, it's not going to be then shedding, the virus to where a person can get it from the pet.
Veterinarians recommend you limit time with your pet if you have COVID-19 or are exhibiting symptoms, as your dog may not contract the virus, but they may carry it around your home. Reporting from Washington, D.C. for News Vision, I'm Énoa Gibson.
No one should be above the law, and today's verdict sends that message, but it's not enough.
Derek Chauvin, the former police officer who was charged with killing 46-year-old George Floyd, was found guilty on all 3 charges Tuesday after the jury deliberated for only 10 hours. In places like Black Lives Matter Plaza, spirits are high as people are celebrating the guilty verdict.
There was no doubt that he was guilty, and I think the jurors knew that, which is why the verdict came back so quickly. And I think the whole world knew that, honestly.
Many were filled with peace and happiness after the verdict was read.
I knew it was pretty good when I saw even the police officers kind of lounging a little bit, a little break for them,
When Vaughn Lochenauer began watching the trial, restlessness was a prevalent emotion. But when Derek Chauvin was found guilty for the first charge, they felt
just exhale of relief.
Others also felt a sigh of relief upon hearing the guilty verdict.
I felt relief. I instantly started crying.
After her initial excitement and shock, she felt happy for the Black community.
There was also a sense of joy for not just me, because it does not impact me directly, but the Black community.
Christy Haymond is glad that the verdict held Derek Chauvin accountable for his actions, but after shedding tears, she felt numb and instantly began wondering what this verdict could mean for her children.
When I heard the verdict, I felt numb. I don't think that I was relieved, and I think that tonight I will breathe. I think there was a collective sigh of what has been deemed the bouquet of humanity across this world.
Nicole Wakelam says that this moment is historic.
We've seen historically where police aren't held accountable, and so this is definitely a historical moment.
Reporting from Washington, D.C. for News Vision, I'm Énoa Gibson. As people spend more time indoors in search for new hobbies, Belinda McAdoo is hosting Zoom classes to teach people like me how they can showcase their creativity in the kitchen. Anesthesiologist Belinda McAdoo advocates for making time to do what you love outside of work. She started by making fun character-themed lunches for her sons, and her passion for food art grew from there.
When they kind of grew out of that, I started doing more food art, like doing charcuterie boards for my book clubs or things for friends.
During the pandemic, her hobby quickly became a business.
When the pandemic hit and everyone was kind of stuck at home, people started reaching out to me to teach them how to make charcuterie boards and to lead like small classes over Zoom.
She soon found out that many of her followers are interested in learning her craft.
I started with a group of Dr. Moms, and then from there I just got referral after referral to host other groups.
Finding a hobby outside of your job is something Belinda finds essential to staying happy and healthy.
I was coming from a very stressed work environment, and having something creative to do on the side was a wonderful outlet.
Not only does food art bring her joy, but her son Billy says his creative lunches make him happier at school.
Sometimes, like when it's the first day of school, I'm not looking forward to it too much. But like when I open up the lunchbox and see all the fancy meat and stuff, it makes me much happier.
They are such a hit that even the teachers want a piece.
And sometimes some of my classmates wanted some like that. Same with the teachers, rare occurrences.
Making time for what she wants to do is critical for Belinda.
So maybe I'm skipping some chores or outsourcing some chores so that I have more time to do what I enjoy, or I just prioritize it over other things. It's important to me.
Working long hours can be stressful. Her advice for everyone is
continue the things you enjoy, the things that make you you. You don't want to lose yourself in the process.
A food artist showing her community how to turn a passion into a business.
It's good with the honey.
Working efficiently to write the script, to getting the right shot, and editing a package to perfection. Teamwork certainly makes the dream work. Howard University News Visionaries will have you informed even in a pandemic, bringing you news that you can use on campus and in culture, wherever you are. Howard University News Vision.
Your top stories this evening: a Gastonia family is grieving the loss of their 12-year-old son after he fell at a trampoline park. How the park could be held responsible. Take a look at this crazy video. Flight attendants usually greet passengers as they board the plane, but this flight attendant took a different approach. Passengers on this Southwest flight bound for Atlanta waved hello to their flight attendant, hanging out in an overhead luggage bin. They say she was in the bin for about 5 minutes and didn't get down until more than half of the plane had boarded. Next time you fly and you wonder if the cover head bin holds your luggage, it probably will, as long as it's smaller than a flight attendant. I think I've flown about 100 times and I've never seen anybody in the overhead bin.
Neither have I, and you know, we might see a few more of those as travel picks up as football season starts. Our reporter Josh...
Big changes are coming to Crabtree Valley Mall that could impact the way you shop.
From the campus of Howard University in Washington, D.C., this is News Vision.
For the past semester, Howard University had the honor of adding a distinguished Black journalist to the School of Communication staff list, journalist Joy Ann Reid of MSNBC's The Readout. Graduation for the class of 2021 is quickly approaching, and for many, including yours truly, this has been an event that we've dreamed of since grade school. This moment has been made bittersweet due to the virtual setting the global pandemic has brought all over the world, and many are wondering how this will affect their mental health post-graduation. News Vision reporter Etolia Magdalena has more on the potential mental health effects. Hi, Etolia.
Thanks, Énoa. I'm here on the campus of Howard University to interview a few...
Things are looking up as we transition out of the pandemic and into what we used to call normal. As of Monday, U.S. adults are eligible for the COVID-19 vaccine in all 50 states, including Washington, D.C. and Puerto Rico.